I think that what we need to do as a community is stop using complicated words. I'm going to use an example. Non-fungible token. I know what a non-fungible token is, but my mom doesn't. But if I say to my mom, digital art, she understands.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of Colors of Web3 and Entrepreneurship. My name is Lam. I'm your host today. And here with me today is Melanie Krystel from Mexico. Melanie, would you like to give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Melanie Ramirez. I'm from Monterrey, Mexico, and I'm in Web3. Do you want me to speak a little bit more about me?
Yes, please. Yeah. Feel free to.
Okay, great. So let me give you more context about my background. I've been working in the IT industry for over 9 years so far, and I started making video games, actually. So I come from Web 2.
Oh, okay. What sort of video game did you make, by the way?
We published 2 apps in the stores.
So mobile games.
Mobile games, yes, for iOS and Android. And after 2 years, because it was a startup that I created with the money of some investors from my city.
Nice.
I got to hire like 15 people on my team. Wow. And I was doing all the project managing of the both projects. And we actually got to publish the 2 applications, but we didn't make any money. So after 3 years, the projects collapsed and the company, the company had to close doors. But
what sort of games was it?
We made a chessboard game called Toy Frenzy. Actually, if you look it up on YouTube, you still can see the trailer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
sure.
the name is Toy Frenzy. It was more like a chessboard, and you got to move the players, and the players were like having some power. So it was kind of funny. And the other game name was Dandelion, like dandelion, like the flower. Like the flower. And so you were like a small seed of dandelion, and you got to move around the house until like it starts when the family of dandelions get rushed by some wind, and you got trapped into a house. So you gotta like drag and drop all this dandelion seed for all over the house, and your enemies are the insects, like the bugs. So the bugs try to attack you, and you have to like tap on them to destroy them, and in order like to cross the paths. Actually, that was one of my favorite games. I had to play it a lot. Yeah, we have some like levels. Yes.
So I guess these games were like freemium in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like after we didn't. I learned a lot in that experience because we didn't make a proper launching plan. So probably what happened is that once the project was published, it got lost in the stores.
Oh, yeah, it's true, because of all the ranking, right? There's so many other different games, and
so many games, and true. Our license was in Mexico, so it's like the niche of the niche, like super small opportunity to the worldwide to see us. And after that, I moved to a software factory. So I was working also as the project manager and also working as a recruiter. It was like general management, recruiter, and project management. I had like 3 jobs in the same company because it was also a startup. So it was a team of like 15 developers.
Okay.
And then I moved around. I moved to another company that is like recruitment agency. So I focus more in hiring. This is also in Mexico, yeah? Yeah, but the third job was overseas. Actually, the agency was from New York.
I see.
So I was connecting talent in Latin America, between Latin America and companies around the United States, Canada, and Australia. And that's how I met Web3 companies, because we got a bunch of customers that were developing in Rust and Solidity. So my expertise in the company was finding talent in Web3. that's why I jumped into Web3, because after like modifying my descriptions over LinkedIn, I got reached by some people that were in Mexico City doing the Eat Mexico event.
Yes.
They were going to make some workshops in like during the event, and they contact me and ask me if I can just go and make a workshop for them. So I went with the DAO, like it's called Blue DAO. They invite me, and I also make another workshop at the same time with Talent Protocol. So I was there during the conferences, and I got to join like the community, and it was like very impressive for me just to see what was happening in the crypto
Nice.
world. That's
What
how
year
I
was this?
jumped last year.
Oh, last year. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
last year. It was in June.
Okay, June
Yeah,
2022.
that's when I joined into Web3, because I always hear about crypto, about Bitcoin and Ethereum before, but I never had the chance, to be very close to the developers. I was actually hiring Solidity developers by then, but I was not close enough to see like what was happening. So it
Cool.
was like a very interesting experience.
I see. So basically, you transitioned from the recruitment agency to like now spanning out to do your own thing, right?
Actually, it was from Web2, because like all the time I got a lot of projects. I also participated in hackathons, but they were like video game hackathons,
I see.
not Web3 hackathons right now. And nowadays my best friend, she's my co-founder. After the experience that because I invite her to Mexico City to see what was happening, and we were both impressed of like Web3, the community, like all the Ethereum ecosystem. We were like very excited, and we joined the next event in Colombia, in Bogota.
Yeah.
And that's where we got to meet a lot of customers.
This was last year, right?
Of,
It was
yeah.
last year too. Yeah. I remember. Cool.
But it was so new for us that I think that we joined in the perfect time, because when we joined, there were a lot of companies that were looking for Web3 personnel, with Web3 engineers and Web3 projects. And after Colombia, we started our own company, and we got a bunch of customers because we were
Nice.
there,
Yeah.
So it
You're
was
right
like
there.
very easy for us to just like open a consultancy agency, and it was pretty fast. Like right now we have a team of 8 developers. In
Wow.
total we are 12, but 8 of them are developers. We have 3 big projects that we are doing, and everything is going very smooth.
That's
Very
awesome.
smooth.
So basically, like, I guess you gotta do a soft launch or some launch of your own project protocol at East Colombia, right? And then from
Yes.
there, yeah, nice. Yeah, I actually know that a lot of Web3 companies and protocol also like to launch at some of these hackathons, because it's actually a great like launch board or like a springboard, for a company to share their product and services with the entire Web3 community. That's
Yes,
awesome.
actually the people that I know a lot of talented engineers that, just as you mentioned, like they launched their products in hackathons, and they got capital and everything. Like from 1 month to 3 months, they raise up like over millions of dollars.
It
So
is
it's
true.
very impressive. Yes.
Yes, I think that's one of the power of the Web3 is that we can harness the fundraising in a very quick manner, right? Quick and efficient compared to traditional, I guess, like VC financial capital fundraising.
Yeah.
Web3
Yeah,
is so
because
much more.
if as you mentioned, if you have a good project, you get capital. You got capital. It's very, very easy to find money
Correct.
on crypto.
Yeah, and I think also maybe tokens would be one of the way, right, to raise it, or
Yeah.
maybe some other forms. Okay, cool. Actually, would like to know a bit more about yourself. What do you do for fun outside of work?
For fun, well, I watch anime.
Oh, really?
I'm a weeble.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, I see. So is what I mean. Right now I think you split your time what, like 50-50 or something, like 50 in
Yes.
Mexico, 50 in Japan.
Yeah.
So would
50% in Mexico and 50 in Japan. That's
so
correct.
would you say that like anime was one of the things that brought you to Japan, or like what was the reason that you
Well, actually, after
came there?
founding my company with my co-founder, I decided to go to Japan to live for a few months, because I was very interested in the Japanese community and culture. but not the crypto community, just Japanese culture, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And when I first arrived in Tokyo, it was a coincidence that it was going to be the Tokyo event.
Yes.
So
Huge
I
event.
got I got the possibility to hack, and during the hackathon, like my team won a prize during the event. We hacked with Lens Protocol, and we made a soulbound token product for them, and we won one of the best top 10 integrations with Lens. So we were
Nice.
very happy, very excited, and I had the opportunity to join the community in Tokyo, and that's when I got like very close to all the people there. Like I get to know like what was happening, and I was very impressed. Actually, I went to Japan just to learn Japanese. I was in a school learning Japanese for over 3 months, and after that I had to quit school because after 1 month of being in Japan, like I got a deal with Knox Gallery.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they invite me to their project and to work as a business dev. So I had to quit my school, and I had to do like both jobs.
Yeah.
And I have the opportunity to travel to Lisbon to the non-fungible conference. That was our first international trip together. It was very cool, but at the same time a little bit weird, like to travel with a lot of Japanese people
Yeah.
that I met 1 month before, and we
Wow.
went to Europe to a conference. That was very, very crazy. But at the same time, it's what happened on Web3. I think like if there are not too many people developing, and if you are there, even if you are not a developer, if you are there and if you can be visible to companies or to projects, you can get a chance to join them. That's what it's like beautiful about Web3, that right now the ecosystem is not too big, so everyone has a chance to do something, you know.
That's true. Wow, that's exciting. Yeah, actually, I think it's quite coincident. To be honest, I also participated in East Global Tokyo and then East Global Lisbon as well. Yeah, so I guess we were both building. I think I don't think we actually knew each other at the time. We met each other a bit after that, right? Yeah.
We met each other
Through
like one month and a half ago. Yes.
yeah,
So we
exactly.
didn't
Through
know.
through our mutual friend, I think Daniel probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's coincident. But I feel like Web3 community is so small that I mean, you see that. I think if you go to a lot of these conference or hackathon, you probably see the same faces like over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah. So like it's also my personal experience as well.
And it's very welcoming. Like even if you are new, if you don't know a lot of Web3, you can get a lot of help. That's
Very
what I
true.
like a lot.
Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because a lot of the things we deal with in Web3 is like very technical, right? So you have to kind of know what. Yeah. So would be good to have someone who's actually been there, done that, or like some guidance, right? I think
Yeah.
a lot of the protocols are very welcoming in that sense. All right, that's awesome. But yeah, now I think let's go ahead and deep dive more into your main work, Tech DeTech. Do you want to share a slide or presentation about your company?
Yes, so I can go through the services and
Sure.
explain a little bit of what we do. Let's talk about Tech DeTech. Okay, this is my company, and as I mentioned, like Priscilla is my co-founder. She's my best friend. Just to give you a little bit of background of her, she's also an engineer, and she comes from another industry. The industry that she comes from is like electricity, like clean energy. And it was very interesting like to merge like her brain with mine and to create this company, because we have both backgrounds that are like very interesting. Like we were both working in the technology industry but in different fields, you know. Like she comes like from the clean energy, and I come from like web development. So we got with the idea of having a company, and we call it Tech DeTech because we detect the technology. That's the meaning of the company, you know. Like, so we got to detect what's happening. Okay, for the summary, who we are, services, and contact. Well, Tech DeTech, we offer three main services. that we work with. The first one is like my background, that is headhunting. I've been connecting people, always like developers, designers, and any kind of talent. I've been connecting people with technology companies. So I can, right now I work with a girl in Colombia. She's like my right hand. She does all the sourcing, and I put the filters to hire people, not only for my company, because all the engineers that we work with are remote, and they are in Latin America. They are not in Mexico. And I also like have requirements for companies in the States and in Canada that are looking for developers in Latin America. So my job is also to connect this kind of talent to these opportunities that are right now. But the lucky me, lucky us, we always have been working with Web3 companies. We currently don't have like any Web2 project or Web2 company, so it's kind of impressive that we are like 100% a Web3 company.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
what we also have is that we are making a software development. Right now, we started as a consultancy agency, but we jump really fast into development because customers were looking for developers, but they had ideas and the capital, but they were not engineers. So what we did is that we created like main groups that work with us, like very talented people, like all the people in my team, they have an amazing background. I have or four engineers come from like very web to big tech companies. One of them is Meta, Venmo, Amazon. So the people that work with me, like they are like super talented. They are very young engineers, but they know what they are doing. So it's kind of impressive that we got to the opportunity to close three big deals with huge projects. Is like 8 months of development for each project. It's a lot of time, and just for the MVP. And one of the products that we have is a video game. I cannot say too much about information about the project because we sign NDAs,
Yeah.
and our customers are in the States. But if you follow me on Twitter, you will find out really soon what we are cooking. Because once we
Nice.
finish the MVP, we actually have we will have the opportunity to share with everyone what we have been working on, and it's very, very interesting. And
Awesome. So Z's engineer, I guess like you guys all work full remote, right? And then I think Z's engineer, they actually work under your management, or does they work under your client's management, or how does
we
the
have,
arrangement
yeah,
work?
it's our management. Like Tech
Hmm.
DeTech has the like all the development part. And for example, we can mix if the customer has already like one or two engineers and they want to complement their team with our team. We can create like a new product merging or people. For example, for one of my customers, he told me, "Hey, I have the designer, the UX UI. I just need engineers." So we build the project based on his needs. So we're pretty much flexible. Like whatever the customer needs, we can just like work with them. Even if
Nice.
they want like someone just to give the maintenance of the application, we can also
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I think, I mean, since you began recently, I guess you haven't actually gone to like the maintenance phase, right? You see
Yeah,
probably in like
we
the
haven't got to that part, but it will
yeah.
happen for sure.
For
Yes,
sure.
once
Yeah.
we finish the first MVP of one of our biggest projects, we will start doing the maintenance, and that will be a huge achievement for us just to have one product that is going to be used by a lot of people, because
Yeah.
this customer already has their customers. So it's
Yeah.
very impressive that we are building a product that is going to be used immediately after we launch. So we are
Nice.
very excited for finishing that product.
Okay, and this is a game product that you
No,
briefly
actually,
mentioned. No,
this
oh,
is
it's
yeah,
different.
this is another product. Yes, it's gonna
Okay.
be like let's say that massive adoption in the States. So
Wow.
once we launch the MVP, I can totally like disclosure everything.
Sure.
But we are very very excited about this product to be in the market because it will put us like in another level as a company to have this kind of product on the market and being used by a lot of users. That will be like one of the best rewards that we will have.
That's awesome, actually. One thing I'm quite curious about is that when it comes to software development, right? Like when you deliver the product, I guess the IP will belong to your clients, right? Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
everything belongs to the client. Actually, for some customers, they offer to us like a small percentage of the product
Hmm.
because they are looking. For example, one of the products that we are building is just like the MVP. It's not the finished final product. They will need more money to rise up, and that's where our next step connects is connected with the investors. We currently have a listing of people who's ready like to invest on venture capitals and layer one and layer two protocols that are willing to put money on good products. They just want to see the first MVP, and we have this listing ready. Once, like for example, if you are in anywhere in the world, we don't only work with Latin American people or people from America.
Hmm.
We have some partners that are from Europe too and from Asia. So if we have a product that is going to be finished and you need the investment to finish it, you just have the money to make the basic MVP, and we can also start looking for capital for the product because we are interested in finish it. So that's our third service, that we connect projects with investors.
Awesome. So basically, you gotta provide like a one-stop shop solution, right? Like
Yes.
building, fundraising, everything. Yeah, marketing as well too, I suppose. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
we had the opportunity to do some marketing for some campaigns. For
Hmm.
example, in October, this is the month of breast cancer awareness.
Hmm.
We're gonna launch an NFT collection to raise money for charity. So we have a lot of products that we are doing just because we want to, and that's where we give back to the community what we are receiving from like all this ecosystem. So as I mentioned before, like we are not just like another software factory. We are not
Hmm.
that. Like we focus a lot in human value. That's our slogan. Like we move human value. So if you
Nice.
have a project or a product that you want to develop and you don't have the money to do it, but it's a good idea, we can evaluate your idea, and if it's suitable for us to develop it, we can do it. It doesn't matter where you're from. Like if your product is good or your idea is good, we can help you. I mean, we have a lot of as I mentioned, like these three key points, that is like the people, that headhunting, the software development, and the investment. So, and we can also, as a company, Tech DeTech is also willing to invest in products that can be interesting, like we're looking
Yeah.
to be the next unicorn in Latin America. I hope that we can do it.
Impressive. So sounds like it's basically a form of mini accelerator as well, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. In
like
a
a
way.
mini accelerator, but in the
Hmm.
future we want to be like in the middle. We are growing a lot. As I mentioned, like we have a bunch of customers and a lot of people who is really interested in closing deals with us. So we are very very excited to have this fast growing. Like it's been happening so fast. Like I cannot believe that the year is almost done. I mean, we have been working a lot that we didn't like. It was very very fast from like the beginning of the year to just we're in September. So it's kind of crazy that the year went like super fast.
Yeah, and I think during bear market is probably the perfect time to just like put your heads down
Yes.
and focusing on building and working, right? much
Right now,
more
as you
focused.
mentioned, like the bear market has been really, really tough for many companies and many products. I actually get to know some products and projects that had to quit
Mm.
because they had to close because like the market was not helping, and we feel very lucky to be alive. To keep it, I mean, we are struggling, but as I mentioned, like as you mentioned, it's bear market, so this
Mm.
can happen to everyone,
Yeah,
but we
and
are
I
very
think that
happy to
yeah,
be
yeah,
here.
yeah. I think if we can survive the bear market, and then when the bull market comes, then I think everybody will be
Yes.
happy, right? We
Yeah,
don't know when
actually,
that'll come, but yeah.
exactly. All my friends tell me the same. Like, I cannot believe that you're still alive with your projects. And if you keep going, you will be like, you will go big next year.
Yeah.
So, and it has not been difficult for us because as I mentioned, we are developing products, and the
Mm.
products are from like private companies. So that means that the money comes from like not public. It's not
Mm.
attached to some governmental institution
Mm.
that is gonna like quit from one day to another. Actually, that's also what it's like. We have been very lucky to find this kind of customers, and my customers are the best. They always pay on time. We haven't struggled at all to be with them and to develop products for them.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Shall we continue on with your slide? I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, we're talent connectors. We recruit in all Latin America, full 100% remote time, full-time jobs, and we're looking always for talented people to join our team. What we do is we do the full cycle of recruiting. We connect, we hire any kind of developer. Like it depends on the customer, but most of them, like our main stack that we work with is Solidity, Rust, JavaScript with React and Node. That's like our main stack. But I have been looking for people for all over the kind of stack. So what we offer to our customers is that I give them 90 days of warranty. So that means that once the people is hired, you will get 90 days to evaluate the person, and if this person quit, we can give them like we can replace these people, this person, because like anything can
Mm.
happen. This industry it has been changing from
Mm.
since the pandemic to now on. That the IT
Yeah.
industry has been crazy. Like no one can predict what is gonna happen, and it's not the people's fault. Like if I get a job and if I get the double offered the double by another company, and I have been just working 1 month for this company, so
Mm.
who can blame them?
That's
So
right.
that's
Yeah.
why we
Mm.
have to try to support our customers. It's like, okay, don't worry. If this developer goes away in less than 3 months, we can get you another person.
Mm.
So that's why we offer the 90-day clear date
So
warranty.
this warranty, I suppose, works with what is it, like the case when you place a candidate into the client company,
Yeah.
right? Or does it also work with the case where the developer is under your management? How does it work?
Yeah, it can be both because like
Okay.
for example, for my company, no one has quit
Oh, okay,
because
that's
we're
awesome.
very
100%
flexible.
retention
Yes.
rate. Yeah.
Yes, because we are
Yeah.
very flexible. They can still have other jobs. And as I mentioned, like the developers that we work with, they are amazing. They are very talented, and we don't want them to go. So
Mm.
I haven't had this problem at all in almost a year that we have been working. But I know how the industry works because as I mentioned, it's very unclear if the developers are going to find another job and they are going to leave. So that's why we offer the 3-month clear date. So if the candidate stayed the 3 months, you can pay the 100% amount of the invoice. And our commission is always like the 20% of the annual income of the candidate. So you pay like 50% as the starting date when the person starts the role, and 50% after the clear date that we offer, that is after the 90 days. So basically that's what we offer regarding the recruitment services. And regarding the software development, this is another topic. Okay, so for like in this case, what we offer to our software development clients, it's that we listen to your needs, and we have a team of developers ready to create whatever project or product that you want to build. So what we offer is that we charge per hour. So basically you will have clarity from the start of how many hours of development are we going to take. So that's like very useful for customers because you can see the advance in real life. So every sprint that we finish, we talk to our customers. Each sprint takes almost like 2 weeks. So we have a meeting with our customers every 2 weeks just to check the code and the product that we are developing with them. So this allows us to have a gap of plenty of time to make changes if something happens, like if the customer doesn't like the product or doesn't like the way that we are like working, they can see in real life progress. So they don't have to wait 6 months, 8 months to see the final product finish, They can start regarding the code from the second week that we have been working.
Nice.
And
okay. So it's quite flexible.
Yes.
Right? In a way. And then I'm wondering, like, calculate by the hours. So I guess you just bill by the hours, right, for the developer?
Yes. Actually, yeah. The way that we calculate is we calculate the hours of development in the backend, in the front end, and in the management. So in this case, like in some products, the customer provides us the UX UI. So if it's on them, we just like make the development, So we integrate, as I mentioned, we can integrate our team with your team, or if you want us to put like our designers, we also have designers that are ready to work with whatever project and you want to build. So we're pretty much very, very flexible with everything.
Nice. Yeah, sounds like it worked well for this, I suppose. Yeah. And then, I think every 2 weeks is probably a good checkpoint, right? Especially now that, like you mentioned earlier, Web3, the whole space is developing at a very fast pace, right?
Yes.
So, sometimes you might actually need to like pivot from month to month, right? Depending on
Yes.
projects. So
exactly.
makes
And
sense.
as I mentioned, we calculate per hour, and this is like the development charge that we always show to our customers. What it takes us the most is like the backend part, like between the backend and the front end is what like most of the time, most of the hours of development. But since the beginning, we create the architecture of the project. And if you have already the UX UI, we can proceed just to integrate with code.
Nice. I see. So then, I guess your engineer would be able to encompass and handle all these area, right? And then, but the
Yes.
majority of the time looks like spent on front end and back end. Okay. By back end, I think you're probably talking about the on development on the blockchain.
Yeah, all the
also?
logic and all the smart contracts, and yeah, exactly. So it depends on the product, but we get to gather every aspect of the project is covered by someone, so you don't have to worry about it. You just have to worry about your idea.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, so basically, just customers just need to handle the business side of it, right? How they're
Yes.
gonna launch and handle it. Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
And as I mentioned, like one of our customers like are from Latin America, Europe, and Asia, and also from the States. We work with some of them like Miteo, Knox, Polkadot, Pernod Ricard, Descartes. Like just to mention some, like WorldCoin, Crypto Mexico, Tecnológico Monterrey. Like this is some schools of like major universities in Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
And yeah, so basically
S-
this is what Tech DeTech is.
I see. So among these clients and partner, of course, I mean, whatever you can say, without breaking any NDA. I'm kind of curious. Can you share some of the project or some things that you have worked with with some of these big names or name in here?
Yeah, well, actually, like we have three main products that we're
Mm,
developing,
yeah.
and we're gonna launch them this year. Like
Okay.
one of the closest one is gonna be the MVP for the video game. That is actually for Lears. That's a company that is based in Switzerland. And
Mm,
once it's finished, I think that we will have it ready by November. We will
I
make
see.
a
And
lot of noise on Twitter just to launch this
nice.
product. And it's
Woohoo.
let's say that it's a video game. You guys can also join the Discord channel, because this product is gonna, like, the video game is gonna be focused in Latin America. It's a like a Web3 game. So
Mm-hmm.
you can it's a tokenized. So you can guys play
Oh,
it, and the skins are gonna be NFTs, the guns are gonna be NFTs. So you can
wow.
imagine like a Fortnite, but they mix they mix some stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very very good. Once we
Nice.
have it
And
ready, we will share every detail to you guys.
what chain would this be on? I don't know if that's shareable or not.
Uh, I cannot say because
No.
we
Oh,
have
okay.
a.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh,
The
good.
the
Yeah,
thing is that
I
there's
understand.
another product that is gonna
Yeah.
launch at the same time that
Ah,
yeah. So we are like against time working on this.
I see.
Yeah, because they have been it's like a race.
I see.
So
Yeah.
whoever's finished the first is gonna have like the most customers. But I think the other
Okay.
company wants to launch it in the States, and Lids
Hmm.
want to launch it in Latin America. So it's different markets, but at the same time, it's literally pretty much the same. So we're trying to avoid like to make a lot of disclaimers on that are not
Got it.
because we signed the NDA. I'm sorry for that,
Yeah,
but
got it. No, no, no. I totally understand. Yeah, I understand about that aspect too. Is there some big events? Is that why they want to launch it at the event in November in particular?
yeah, actually, for example, what I can talk about is that we
Sure.
are working with the Japanese embassy in Mexico,
Ooh.
and we're gonna have a big event on November 17th.
Okay.
We are gonna make a showcase with Nox. We are gonna share some Japanese artists in an exhibition in the Tecnológico de Monterrey. That is
Okay.
one of the main universities here in Monterrey. And we're gonna show the culture in Web3 and
Hmm.
how are we working together with this gallery with Nox.
Okay. For those who may not be familiar with Knox Gallery, can you tell us a bit more about what is
Yeah,
Knox
sure.
Gallery and what you do for them? Because I know that's like your second. Yeah.
Yeah. So
There you
let's
go.
talk about Nox.
Sure.
So as I mentioned, when I got to join the Web3 community in Japan, I had the opportunity to meet Kucha. Kucha
Hmm.
is the founder of
Hmm.
Nox. Nox
Okay.
is the first NFT physical gallery in Tokyo, and it started as a small gallery, and right now it's huge. So the gallery is located in Ebisu Station. That is, it's still Shibuya, it's Shibuya-ku,
Yeah.
but it's like very close from Ebisu Station, like 6 minutes
Correct.
walking.
Yeah. I remember
And
I attended. I went there. Was it? I think 2 weeks ago or something. During
yeah,
one of the side event. It was actually very impressive. I like it how they display the NFT and yeah, well, it's really beautiful. Yeah, maybe I'll make sure to put that in the show notes for people who are curious. Yeah.
actually, yeah, Nox, like the people in Nox, we work very hard because the team is very small,
Hmm.
and just three of our team speak English. everyone speaks Japanese. So it's it has been very challenging to pull off projects because like all the channels are in Japanese. And it's like we can get lost in translation sometimes because right now we're working with a lot of artists internationally. So this is the one of the main challenge that we have right now, you know, like to put like 40 artists to work together and to make a showcase for like a creation art showcase for 5 days. And it's been very challenging, but I think that we are succeeding. And also what I wanted to mention is that next week we are going to be in New York. We're gonna make an exhibition in the World Trade Center, and it's gonna be Knox and Super Chief Gallery from New York. So Super Chief Gallery right now is our gallery sister. So we are working very close and together, and we're gonna make a showcase showing Japanese art in the World Trade Center. The event is gonna be 4, 5, 6, and 7 of October, and we're gonna be physically there. Yeah.
Awesome! Wow, that is very exciting. I think so. Nox Gallery, I guess, is like they also host. I guess would you say like host event or support the launch by I don't know hosting organizing like a gallery live on some bigger event or exhibition? Right?
Yeah, so basically it's not just an NFT gallery. It's actually a place where people can gather together and experience workshops and art live. We have some like artists that came to our gallery to make paintings on the metaverse. So it was very interesting like to see all how the artists were creating what they do best on with lenses and like the projectors. It's very impressive. Like it feels like you are in a video game or like in a cyberpunk movie. It's very very interesting.
Wow, that is cool. So would you say that for Knox, I mean, you mentioned the team doesn't speak a whole lot of English. Would you say you're more like the bridge person between, Japan side and
Kind of
international
like
side?
the yes. So let's say that in our team we currently are like 6 people, and the main okay, so it's the founder. It's Kucha-san. He speaks English, but he's very busy all the time, so it's very hard for him just to like take notes on everything and to be present in every call is very very hard for him. So what I basically do is that I'm in charge of taking the calls with him. So I take everything that we need from the projects or the calls, and I just like make short descriptions for him so he can have all the information together. And one other person that is in the team is Marimo. Marimo, I think that you know her. She's the art director of the gallery. She's very very good. She's an artist herself. She has been like she has a big career in art, and she's very very well connected in Europe and in America. But she's also very busy all the time because she's always traveling, and she has a lot of activities outside Japan. And one of the other founders is Yoshi. He is Japanese. He doesn't speak a lot of English, but he's very very talented. He's in charge of managing all the community and like gather all the artists. He's very very good. And Akibe, he is Kucha's brother. He's a programmer. He's a Solidity programmer. He's also very, very talented, and he helped us a lot in the production. Like everything that we need before a showcase, Akibe puts the projects together.
Wow, yeah, and I mean, I don't think I can even imagine how much work they goes into producing a like a live exhibition or like a gallery, right? I'm sure that takes a lot of work because I guess you have to do the printing, you have to do the setup or the design and coordination, interior design, right? I mean, I don't think I can imagine. Yeah,
because it's the user experience, like how is people gonna experiment like the first time that they see the art. So it's kind of engineering in another way.
Yeah. So
but
it
they are in charge.
would also be like a friendly gateway for people to know about some of Web3 technology in a very friendly way, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
NFT. Nice. Okay. So I guess your main role at the Noxes would be like, would you say like coordinating things or like just building new relationship or a little bit of everything?
Yes. So basically what I do is
Mm,
that I bring new projects to the table regarding like international matters. And
okay.
we're always looking for new artists and like talented people who wants to make showcases. We want to expand the Japanese culture all over the world. So that's our main goal.
I see. Cool. Impressive. You know, with seems like you have quite a lot of things on your plate. I'm wondering what are some of the challenges that you face in your in your Tech DeTech company, but also with like the Knox Gallery. You can share.
Oh, okay. So
Mm.
the same challenges or like separate? Do you want me to separate the
Maybe
challenge?
separate. Maybe separate. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, with Nox, obviously the language,
Ah.
because
Okay.
everyone is Japanese, and obviously
Mm.
when they are not speaking with some English person, they are
Mm.
all the time talking in Japanese. And I was learning Japanese, but I had to quit because I had
Yeah.
to work. So my
Yeah.
Japanese is very limited. I mean, I can
Yeah.
talk and I can understand, but it's very, very
Hmm.
limited when it comes like to job matters.
It's true. No,
So
I think I totally feel your pain. I've lived in Japan for like over 8 years now, and I think my first like couple of years it was, I would say, like extremely hard for me to understand anything related to business in Japanese. You know,
yes,
like conversation, maybe daily life. I was relative. I couldn't
yes,
handle after 6 months, right? But I think
exactly.
business stuff, like I think it from my, I would say from my fourth year or something in Japan is like when I began to comprehend most of the business stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we had the opportunity to talk with some scientists from the University of Tokyo
Mm.
regarding NFTs, and I could not say anything. Like Kucha and Yoshi were talking, and I was just
Yeah.
like bowing, like yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
see. I see.
But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was very difficult. And well,
Okay.
that's just in the part of Nox. And in
Mm-hmm.
Tech DeTech, like I have more responsibility because it's
Mm.
my company.
Mm.
So I think if it's very so far has been like it's not too difficult, but I cannot make mistakes because that costs money. And
That's true.
so
Yeah.
someone has to pay
Mm.
for this kind of things, and unfortunately it's gonna be me if I make mistakes.
Mm.
So I'm very careful, and my co-founder, she's also very careful when we talk about numbers, about people, about
Mm.
even if about public stuff regarding our company, because like our reputation is everything. And if we choose like a product or a project that is gonna be a scam, or it's not gonna
Mm.
work, it's gonna be very, very hard for us to go get away from that. So we're very, very careful with only not only with our team, with the products and the clients that we work with, because we don't want to be associated with the, excuse me for the word, with shit coins or like
Yeah.
shitty projects that can become scam. And
Mm.
that's why the products that we're building is like quality products. And we,
Mm.
even if you have the money, and if we believe that your product is not good enough, we don't take it, because we don't want the responsibility to,
Mm.
like to launch a product that is gonna scam people or bring like bad reviews to, not just to us, to the community in general. So we
Yeah.
have
It's.
our standards are very high, because we are not looking for like money.
Mm.
It's so much more about that, like reputation and
Mm.
clarity and confidence, and also like connection with people. So our values are very, very high.
Yeah. I see. Which I think, which is a good thing, right? I mean, especially in Web3, I think reputation will always stay with us, right? And with your personal branding, with your company as well. So once you make an error and associate with a bad project, then yeah, I think that will probably
Yes,
ruin
that
everything
will be
going
our
forward, right?
grave. So that's why we don't do
I
that.
see. So how do you prevent that from happening? Like, do you actually have some vetting process before you
Yes,
accept the
actually,
offer,
like
right?
we
Or do you?
analyze it first. with our main team. We analyze all aspects of the product. And so far, like the most important part is that if you already have a community to launch your product or like customers, that's like 100% a yes, because we will have the opportunity to have users from day one. So
makes sense. Yeah. So you do have like maybe some quantitative and qualitative criteria, right?
yes.
When you're evaluating project. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. That's scary. So then with so many things you do, on a daily basis, like what actually like motivates you? Like, to
What
keep
motivates
going
me?
yeah. To be with you.
Well, actually my team makes me get motivated, because every time, like, we have calls every day, so we are
Nice.
very, very well connected, very, like, even if we're not in the same city because they are from other parts in Latin America, I think that our vision is pretty much the same, and their values match my values, so I feel very, very motivated to work people like me, because in the past I've been working for other companies, and it's very hard to make match with the way you think and your boss think.
Yeah.
So
I understand, yeah.
me and Priscilla, we don't play like we are the bosses. We actually help our team to solve their problems. If they have a problem with the code, it's like, hey, just tell me whatever you need. I can put, like, we have a lot of contacts and a lot of friends who are developers. So if we get in trouble, sometimes we can call our friends that have been developing for 10, 12 years, and they can get us on track again if something happens. So I think that we have been very lucky, because we are pretty much back up in the part of, like, problem solving. And it can be anything, like not just code, like problems that come with the project that we don't know or we don't understand. Like, it's very, very easy for us just to make a call and make everything clear. So
Cool. So you must have a really amazing and collaborative team, right? To support you on that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and they
Awesome.
are pretty
Nice.
young. Like, we work with centennials, so it's very, very funny. Like, every
Yeah.
day we make a lot of jokes and memes, and
Memes,
we
right?
have
Yeah,
a
Web3.
yes,
Yeah.
we have a great time.
Nice. Awesome. I'm curious about your own personal thing. What do you think will happen in Web3 in a few years down the road?
In a few years, well,
Yeah.
I think that the next step is the mass adoption, that it's coming. I think it's coming because big banks are joining the game, like Citibank, like that's one of the main banks in Mexico, Banamex, Citigroup.
Panamex. Oh yeah, it's
It's
big. Yeah.
it's huge. It's huge, and they are just like, they just said last week that they are jumping into Web3.
Wow.
So massive adoption is the next step. And I think that if you are in crypto right now, not just investing, like I mean, I know that there's a lot of traders. I respect that. I'm not a trader, even though that we accept crypto as payments. We are not traders. But I think that if you are in crypto right now, well, so I think that next year is gonna go very, like, there's a lot of changes coming. And I heard from some friends that some big things are happening in the world, not just in crypto. Like, all the tables are gonna turn. So I believe that if you are in Web3 right now, you will go big next year.
Nice. Well, that's very exciting. Actually, which bring me to like my show kind of signature question is what can we, right, as Web3 native people do to help onboard and guide maybe 1 billion people to Web3?
So I think that, just give me a second.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think that what we need to do as a community is just, like, stop using complicated words, because people, like, for example, I'm gonna use an example: non-fungible token. Instead, I know what a non-fungible token is, but my mom doesn't. But if I say to my mom digital art, she understands, you know so I
Yes.
think
Great point.
that if we as a community, because I've been in a lot of hackathons and I talked to a lot of smart people and a lot of smart developers, but sometimes they want to use complicated words just to sound like more intelligent or whatever. I mean, between the community is fine, but if you want to explain, like, you look smarter if you explain to a 5-year-old what a non-fungible token is, rather than just use words that are on Google and just try to explain the same words, not with your own words, like just try to say the same words that are on Google. And if you don't understand, it's your problem because that's on Google, So if you can explain a complex idea in simple words, that will help a lot so people don't get scared about complicated terms, because like that's like a no for everyone, So if you start using words that people is not familiarized with, it's like, oh, okay, so I don't understand, so I'm not going to get in a project or in a product or buy something that I don't get. And if we can start like doing or like finding a way to explain complex things more simple, I think it's very easy for people just to join.
That's
but
a
that's
great
just
point.
my opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
no,
my
that's
opinion.
I think that's a great point too. And being myself, being both business oriented and technical at the same time, one of the main thing that I do a lot is actually translation. Not only language translation, right? I mean, I speak 4 languages, so I can also translate that. But also, I'm talking about like translating very difficult technical concepts, right, to something that even a middle school or maybe high school student can understand, right? Because I think it is still a real challenge for people
Yes,
to explain those concepts, right? Yeah. So that's a great point that you brought about. Thank you.
that will help a lot to massive adoption. But
Yeah, thank you. And then, what advice would you give for people who are trying to start their own Web3 company?
well, everyone is different, so like I get to talk to a lot of people that has a lot of projects and a lot of products that they want to develop. So my main advice is do what you do best. Like, even if it's an idea and you want to try new things, the best way to join Web3 is doing something that you are very good at and create that on Web3. For example, if you are an architect and if you want to join Web3 and you think that the only way to join Web3 is just being like an engineer, that's wrong. If you are an architect, you can find a way to join Web3 without learning code. So that's very that's the complicated part for people to understand, that you don't have to be an engineer just to have or create a Web3 product, you know?
Oh, that's a good point. So basically, just try to get involved and build something, right? Even without engineering knowledge. Right?
Yeah, I have a friend who is an architect and he found a job on Reddit. And right now he's working as an architect in the metaverse. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you are an architect and you want to join Web3, but you don't know how, well, probably the best option will be like doing something that you are good at and just like make it Web3, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I think that completely makes sense. So basically, leverage your existing skills and capabilities, right? Because
Yeah.
I do see that a lot of these even skills that are actually transferable from one industry to another, whether it's like marketing, UI UX designing, even programming, right,
Yeah.
fundamentals and things like that, or even business acumen, right? I think it translate across different industry as well too. So completely makes sense. Yeah, thank you for sharing the valuable information. Thank you. I think we take quite a lot of time today. Where can people find you and your company?
Oh yeah, sure. So like my Instagram. Well, let's do Twitter. My Twitter
Sure.
is like Melanie Krystel with double L. And you can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm like, my name is Melanie Krystel Ramirez. So you can also find me on LinkedIn if it's like for work purposes.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. I'll make sure to put that in the show note for the guests to find. you. Thank you so much for joining our podcast today, Melanie. It's been a
No,
lot of fun talking with you about
thanks
this.
to you. It was my pleasure, and I hope that we can record another one, like
Yeah.
maybe next year when some other
Yeah.
stuff are happening. Like we can do part 2.
Yeah, certainly. Actually, would love to have like an update on what you guys are building now, right? And then will be released by then, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually very
By
curious of what you guys will be
December, we will
releasing.
have a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
releases. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Then I'll make sure to put that in my note and for the future episode. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Well, thank you so much. Bye, people.
And we are back to my studio. Did you guys enjoy the 4th episode of the Colors of Web3 and Entrepreneurship? If you did, please give a subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. For the next episode, I will have, technically be episode 6, but I will have Chi, an engineer, builder, and a very interesting thinker in the Web3 space. He's working for Nethermind at the moment. This is a conversation you don't want to miss. So thank you for listening and see you next time.